In the previous lesson, we learned several dates and time functions. Today, we will focus on how to use the lookup functions. Even among spreadsheet newbies, VLOOKUP has made itself a household name. But the more people try to figure it out, the more mistakes are made. Today's lesson will tell you that VLOOKUP is not a mystery. There are 4 parameters in the VLOOKUP function: lookup value, table array, call index num, and range lookup. Some people may feel overwhelmed when seeing this complex syntax. You can simplify it as find what, where to find, which column to locate, and the match mode. When would it be used? In most cases, we'll have 2 sheets. For example, there is a complete information sheet on the left and an unfinished page on the right for us to complete. Observe the data and you can find these 2 tables share similar data, such as name and department information. We can take name as the lookup value to fill the vacant telephone number. Let's enter the formula to check the effect. Enter equals VLOOKUP and press the tab key. The first parameter is lookup value, and we select cell I4 that contains the reference name. The second parameter is table array, and we select the cell range B3 through G16 that contains the left table area. The third parameter is call index num. The telephone number lies in the third column in the selected area. So we put 3 here because the telephone number is what we want to look up. The fourth parameter is range lookup. We enter 0 here because it performs the exact match. Press the enter key and fill the remaining content. There are 2 possible causes of cell errors. First, changes of the referenced fixed area due to cell filling. To solve it, you just need to change the lookup area from relative to absolute by pressing F4. Second, no match is found. If we look up VV in this case, the error appears because VV cannot be found in the left table. In addition, there are some tips for the VLOOKUP function. First, this function can only match data from columns to the right of the first column in the table. Let's go back to the case, and the employee number column is on the left of the name column, so it's impossible to find the employee number by name. However, we can use employee number to find a name. Second, the lookup value must be unique. In this case, the table contains 2 Annas. The VLOOKUP will match the first one while ignoring the second, so we'd better avoid duplicate values in the lookup column. Third, the lookup values contain extra symbols. In this case, we fail to find Joan's telephone numbers, although the formula is valid after checking. It turns out that the invisible spaces are responsible for the match failure. VLOOKUP's exact match requires an identical lookup value. Delete the spaces, and we can get the correct match. Then, we will see the second usage of the VLOOKUP function, approximate match. We matched various bonus levels to each employee in the logical function lesson. VLOOKUP is also capable of doing that. This is a bonus table, and the bonus standards are listed on the right. 0 through 20 corresponds to no bonus, and 21 through 50 corresponds to $300, and so on. According to the standard, William should receive a bonus of $500. Let's calculate the bonus for the remaining staff. First, we need to add an auxiliary column for the right table. We can enter the lowest standard of each section in turn. The lowest standard of 0 through 20 should be 0, and the lowest standard of 21 through 50 should be 21. Furthermore, the numerical values must be ordered from small to large, or the results will be incorrect. Enter equals VLOOKUP in the cell and press the tab key. The first parameter is lookup value, so we enter the sales. The second parameter is table array, so we select the bonus rate table and press F4 to fix it. The third parameter is call index num, and we enter 3 here because the bonus is in the third column of the selected area. The fourth parameter is the match mode, and we enter 1 to perform an approximate match. Press enter to calculate the bonus for each employee in batches. Isn't it easy? Sometimes we need to match data with multiple conditions. In today's case, we need to locate the prices of an Apple product. This sheet tells the selling price for Apple products with different models and memories. Suppose we want to know how much the iPhone 13 with 256 gigs costs. What can we do? First, we need to add an auxiliary column on the left and enter the formula equals B4 and C4. In WPS Spreadsheet, AND is a concatenate operator that connects multiple cells. Then, we can use the VLOOKUP function to match. Enter equals VLOOKUP in the cell and press the Tab key. The first parameter is lookup value. We can connect iPhone 13 and 256 gigs using AND. Enter G4 and H4. The second parameter is table array, and we select the cell range D3 through E27. The lookup value should be in the leftmost column. Enter 2 in the third parameter and 0 in the fourth parameter. Press the Enter key to perform the match with multiple criteria. An auxiliary column can help you handle difficult situations and make your work simpler. Though powerful, VLOOKUP has its shortcomings, as it can only look to the right to match data. It is incapable of matching values to the left side of lookup value. There is another function to make up for this regret, the lookup function. Without further ado, let's look at this case where we need to find employee number according to name. In the original table, the employee number column is on the left side of the name column. Enter lookup in the cell and enter the Tab key. Lookup only contains 3 parameters, lookup value, lookup vector, and result vector. Now we want to look up employee number by name, so we need to select cell I4. The second parameter is the name column. Let's select C3 through C16 and press F4 to fix it. The third parameter is the employee numbers that we want to match. Select the employee number column, that is F3 through F16. Don't forget to press F4 to fix it. Finally, hit the Enter key to get the employee numbers. Strange! Why does it return the error value and the employee number is incorrect? This is because lookup requires an ascending order at the second parameter, lookup ventor. In this case, we select the name column and sort it in ascending order. Lookup is more flexible in performing the exact match. However, the approximate match is not available. You can utilize different functions as required. How to fill cells horizontally using VLOOKUP. If we insert a line in the original table, the VLOOKUP function may match the wrong result because of the changes in the call index num. Manually updating one by one is inconvenient and error-prone. Is there an easier way? I'll show you a trick that could be a little difficult. Let's start with an easy function, the match function. It can look for text in a specific range and tell us which column it belongs to. Enter equals match in the cell and press the Tab key. The first parameter is lookup value. Name is what we want, so select cell I3. The second parameter is lookup array. Select cell range C3 through G3 and press F4 to fix it. The third parameter is the match mode, and we enter 0 to perform the exact match. Just like the VLOOKUP function, lookup value must be in the first column of lookup array. Press Enter to get the result. Name is in the first column and gender locates in the second column. VLOOKUP requires us to enter the column to get the final result, and the match function can return the column we want. Can you get that? We can copy and paste the formula in match into VLOOKUP's third parameter. Match function can tell us the column of the table header. Press the Enter key. Now adding or deleting lines in the table will have no effect on the lookup result. Hold on, there's one more thing we need to do. Let's fill the remaining cells rightwards and downwards, and we found that the other values invariably indicated errors. Do you know why? Bingo! It's the invalid references that happen frequently when filling cells. To solve the problem, we need to fix the selected area. Let's double-click cell J4 to check its formula. There is no mistake. We can distinguish different referred ranges according to their colors. The cell in red corresponds to the lookup value of the match function. Match looks for gender, and it returns 2. The cell in green corresponds to the lookup value of the VLOOKUP function. So the formula in cell J4 can help us get William's gender based on his name in the second column to the left. The first problem was quickly found when we double-clicked on cell J5. The lookup value of the match function moves downward after cell filling. It was supposed to return the column of gender. The mistaken male result in VLOOKUP search failure. The lookup value of the match function should stay in the third row. Press F4 twice to make cell J3 the mixed reference. That means the third row is fixed while the column is flexible when referring. Now filling it down will not cause mistakes. One after another, errors appear again when filling cells to the right. Let's double-click cell K4 to check the formula and figure out why. We soon find a second problem. This time the fault lies with the lookup value of VLOOKUP, as it moves to the right when filling. The lookup value changes from William to male, and that's why the errors appear. The lookup value should always be in column I when filling rightward. Head to VLOOKUP's formula and press F3 3 times at I4 to prevent the values from moving to column J or K. This is to fix column I and mobilize the row. Now filling down will not cause mistakes. In this lesson, we learned two primary usages of VLOOKUP functions, the exact match and the approximate match. There are three things that you should pay attention to. 1. VLOOKUP matches data to the right. 2. The lookup value must be unique. 3. The lookup value must match the original table, and extra punctuation will trigger errors. Finally, we learned how to match with multiple criteria and how to combine the match and VLOOKUP functions. In the following chapter, we'll look at different ways to visualize data. Stay tuned.